Hello, welcome and welcome back. This is Jacob continuing the narration for the Pinus Sylvestris side story, and in today's episode we're gonna finish it with the last three entries into this pre-Nerlite event story. And just as a side note, considering this is gonna end with this upload and we currently have a new story going on, the new story, even though obviously the plan with these is going backwards through the timeline of updates, considering there's a new current story, like I said in an early episode, that one will take precedence. So expect next week the first two episodes of narrations through the current story and the Silver Ash shenanigans. And oh boy, is that story chunky on text. Oh, I did not expect so much text, but my god, someone was eager, I guess. But yeah, expect that coming next week, 2 episodes per week, probably. They're probably gonna be like an hour long each minimum. Oh my god. But yeah, looking forward to narrating that one, considering how many freaking male voices there gonna be in that one. My god, for once I will not have to high pitch everything, I guess. But that's gonna be refreshing. But anyway, let's not prolong this any further and start with the first story here for this video, The Way of the Knights, featuring mostly the Nerls. Let's begin. On what will you shine your light? On what can you shine your light? To do your utmost, that is the glory that all knights should seek. Glory. Glory did not betray Casimir's. It is the people that abandon glory. That does not mean glory is meaningless. The word glory itself is far too intangible, Margaret. Bearing it on one's sleeve is foolish. That is why knights must prove themselves by their deeds alone. Suppose the cause to which you've dedicated your life turns to sneer at all that you are. Do your deeds still hold meaning? Uncle, how many times have I told you, never speak to your opponent in combat? Then why won't you use your arts? I should ask you myself. Your arts have improved. You must have realized the truth then. About that, yes. However, Uncle Mlinner, right now, I would prefer it if you... Say no more. You sent my sword flying. That means you've won, Margaret. Even though you've never used your arts at all. It was a match, nothing more, nothing less. All other factors are mere excuses. When have I ever thought you to be so indecisive? If you've come to understand the price your grandfather paid for your naivety, then you must understand the meaning of your return. Margaret, you are trampling my father's will. For us to become cowards? Fear neither hardship nor darkness. Right, fear neither hardship nor darkness. You won the battle. You won the chance to continue your mistakes. Do remember to say your prayers, and pray that your stubbornness won't drag you too many souls into its wake. Uncle, do you still believe those times are forever behind us? Margaret, how dare you ask me this question? I have a telephone meeting later. Everyone is busy with the major. As for your little charade, try not to do anything to distract me from my responsibilities. Face reality, see how others must live, see their needs, and stop imposing your fantasies on them for your own glory. You find yourself disappointed sooner or later. But what if I don't end up like you? Like me? You. Looks like those Sarkas friends of yours took excellent care of you during your exile.
Margaret! Margaret, are you okay? Yes, I'm fine. Okay, Maria, stop squeezing her like that. Her arms must be going numb. Sorry, does it hurt? I never imagined I would find you dueling today. Miller hits hard, doesn't he? How has he been the past few years? Normal. He's been living a pretty normal routine life. He heads out early for work and comes home late. Always busy with meetings or dealing with difficult clients, and once in a while he gets into debates on account of the neural name. But I'm sure this normal feels enough like a punishment for him. I mean, he used to be so... never mind. Let's talk about something else. Look at how you frown. You won, but it doesn't feel like it, does it? Seems that stubbornness runs in the family. At least Uncle Mliner agreed to let Margaret compete in a major, right? If she takes the crown again, I'm sure that will be the end of his complaints. After it's all for... For what? For family? For myself? For a knight's glory? To tell the truth, I know the bounty of the land of the knights today is a far cry from the glory of the past. Maria, why so quiet all of a sudden? Ah, are you hungry? Auntie, let's give Margaret some time to rest.
Hello? My apologies. I just got home and I had some family matters to deal with. Not a problem. The documents have been annotated. Sponsoring the major? Me? No, please stop pulling my leg. You know I'm not suited to something like that. Right, of course. It's work. I shouldn't be trying to bargain. My apologies. Yes, of course. I will be there right away. The window's open, Toland. You're getting rusty. I could sense your presence. But please, come in through the door next time.
Okay, doesn't look like you're hurt. He held back. Yeah, he didn't use his arts at all. And actually, it's been a long time since he had that look on his face. Alright, get up. So what's your plan now? You need to report to the Knights Association, don't you? There is a complicated process, but it's not time yet. Margaret, we barged into that unfinished match. Is it really going to be alright? Alright. You're looking at an exiled Maria. She smashed through the arena walls and waltzed onto the field, remember? With all that she has done, what's interrupting a match or two? Right, you have a point. Trouble is an old friend, be it then or now. So long as Casimir's remains as it is, we will face all manners of obstacles in our path. So, are you going to compete in the major, Margaret? I am. Is that something you absolutely have to do? Maria, it's just, you finally got to come home. I don't think the association would make things difficult for Uncle and the family. But if the Chamber of Commerce has their eyes on you, and again, like they did a few years ago... Maria has a point, Margaret. It doesn't matter how the Knights Association deals with it, or what the Adeptus Probability Police decision is, the And to the masses and the knights, you are still the Iranian Knight. I have to admit, I don't get it either. I don't understand why you insist on competing again. I don't understand what you're thinking. But I'm sure you have it figured out. Stubbornness may run in the family, but that's not the same thing as recklessness. This is just the beginning. Whether I take the crown or not, it's just the beginning. Maria, Auntie Sophia, if all we do is cover on the sidelines and look on at society with indifference, if we only comfort ourselves, insisting that nothing can be done, then when will we truly regain our glory? Are the Knights of Casimir destined to wallow forever in times long past? So you want to... Shining light on the tragedies of the world is not a permanent commitment to dispelling the darkness. Sometimes it's just to illuminate the path forward, to help those who are lost see things from a new perspective. Even in today's Casimirs, there is still meaning to keeping our faith. Margaret. Alright, sounds like you've made up your mind. But you put on such a show as soon as you get back to Casimir's. If there's a chance, Margaret, don't forget your home. You have family and memories here. You have Maria and me. At the very least, give Maria some time to fawn on you. Auntie, what are you saying? She's been working really hard lately, you know? I haven't... Yes, I know. I'm proud of you, Maria. You've really grown up. Maria Nerl, you will be an excellent knight. Oh, right. About that, Margaret, if you're thinking of joining the Major, you probably won't have time to rack up the points you need, right? It will be difficult, but not impossible. Right, just like the Candle Knight who's been popular the past few years. I understand it doesn't even take her a month to earn enough points. That may be the case, but the Candle Knight racked up her points early in the preliminaries. Even if Margaret gains the Knights Association's approval right away, we'd still be cutting it close. What's your plan? The competition's rules have changed, but the basics are still the same. So long as I scrape together a win in the melees, I should still stand a chance. But that's too risky. I drew a lot of attention when I stepped into the ring. If you take to the arena yourself, you're bound to attract even greater opponents. Right, and we can't say for sure that the corporations won't pull their dirty tricks on you. Anyway, we need to come up with a plan as soon. I have an idea. Maria? Independent knights like me and Margaret aren't part of a nightclub, so we compete as part of a knight family, right? That's true. You use the Nerl family coat of arms during your matches. And if I remember correctly, it's not just knights of the same nightclub who are allowed to transfer their points, right? Those from the same knight family are allowed to do the same. Maria! No, I cannot accept that. Maria, those points are proof of your gallantry as a knight. I don't care. I chose to become a knight because I wanted our home to be ours. The Nerl family's ancestors, grandfather, father, and you. I didn't want to lose all of that. I wanted to protect the Nerl's glory. But then I realized I was too naive about all this. If we followed them into the Major, if we became their knights just to uphold our knightly name, then we wouldn't have changed anything. Margaret, I don't actually want to become a knight. Knights can't change the knighthood, Margaret. Maria, if there is something only you can do, I beg you to do it. I just want this home to be still be our home. I understand, but I still need some time to think. Alright now, don't be so gloomy. We've got lots of ways to go about this. Why don't we go to Old Marcin's bar for a drink later? It's been such a long time. I'm sure he wants to talk to you. What about Uncle? You should try not to bother him. I'll check up on him later. There's one thing, Margaret. There are a lot more infected in the city than before, and the Armorless Union is also much more active. Be careful.
Report.
What's the situation?
The Radiant Knight and Min and Nerl just fought each other in a duel. I read their lips. Neither looked very happy.
I seriously hope she'll just stay home and spend some time with her family. They haven't seen each other in so long. Please, don't get yourself mixed up in anything you shouldn't, Radiant Knight. I don't want any more trouble to deal with.
Platinum, so what should we do?
Keep an eye on her. If she tries anything, let me know right away.
Of course.
What are the others up to, mission-wise?
Per the rules.
I'm not allowed to know. Whatever. It's either something about the infected or the Adeptus preventively. As long as we don't have to lift a finger, it's all fine by me. Linner.
Linner. Do you need something?
Are you? Okay. Margaret might have stopped herself in that last duel, but you weren't wearing your helmet.
You needn't worry about me.
She caught you by surprise, didn't she? She caught all of us by surprise. After all, she's become far stronger than any of us could have imagined.
Is it all you have to say?
I'm worried about you, Mliner.
I've fallen so far that it falls on you to worry about me.
Right, I'm sure you even you have realized.
It's just a sprain, nothing more. Her swordsmanship has come a long way, but she's not yet at the point where I can't handle her. But,
You're wondering what made Margaret like this. Of course, there are her circus friends. They are all noble souls. Shockingly noble. It might just be that she's gone through more over these past few years than either of us could imagine. Maybe you could swallow your pride just a little and talk to either of them.
Confident enough to order me around now, are you? Did coaching Maria give you such a sense of fulfillment?
Before Margaret became the center of attention, you and your brother were heroes to all of us. I know how you see the rest of us. Marcin does as well, and so does V and Kobel. Though, at the same time, I am just as disappointed in you. Let's leave it there. Have fun with work. Looks like someone used to live here. Right, there's still traces of their lives, but are they hiding? This is the third settlement we've come across. In a glittering city, the infected always run to cold, cramped corners like these. It's hard to believe how could Casimir's be this heartless. Are these the infected Amia and the kind old knight talked about? Right, if even the knights knew about this, then things could be that simple. Do you still have any strength left, Nightingale? It's getting late. We can head back for some rest if you need. No, I can hang on for a little longer. Okay. In that case... what's the noise? A wrecking crew. They're tearing down the buildings and the subterranean structures beneath. What if there are still infected hiding below? Remember everything you see, Liz. Perhaps Nerl knows something about this.
The Iranian Knight walks down the hallway in silence. The portraits of past champions line the hallway like fences on the side of the road, filling her entire path with their glory.
Maria. You are the Iranian Knight? My apologies, is this place not open yet? Oh, no. More accurately, it's not open to the public yet, though I am not sure you count as the public. Right. Sorry about this. Forgive me, I haven't introduced myself. Please, call me Malkievich. I am the I am the staff member in charge of maintaining the Wall of Champions. Forgive me for asking, Radiant Knight, but what are your plans right now? Radiant Knight, huh? It wasn't until today that I finally regained that title. So the association gave their approval. Congratulations.
Malkievich comes back to his senses. The two of them turn their heads forward to a portrait of the Radiant Knight herself. Though she stands right next to him, or perhaps precisely because she's right next to him, a strange feeling washes over Malkievich. The stubbornness is finally starting to loosen, and those things that are locked in place will soon be shattered.
You look much more gallant in person. It's been a few years after all. I understand that you have your differences with the Knights Association and many others. Perhaps this isn't something someone like the likes of me should say, but I still would like to tell you. I say this not in a professional capacity, but rather as a regular enthusiast of the knighthood and a citizen of the Arknight territory. Please, go on. You needn't be so reserved. Welcome back to Casimir's, Radiant Knight. I truly believe this is the beginning of something great. Huh? Margaret, where have you been? I took a walk around the Arknight territory. Where is Uncle Miller? He got summoned to a meeting just as I got home. Good thinking. Taking a look around town since you just got back. What do you think? Not much seems to have changed. Really, I kind of remember there have been a bunch of fast food joints opening up at the mall last couple of years though. But it feels a lot emptier in there. We had to sell off a lot of furniture. Uncle Mliner is working for the corpse, and I've been helping out as Master Cole's at Master Cole's workshop too. We don't have any troubles with our day-to-day expenses, actually, though. Uncle Mliner doesn't tell me a whole lot. But old Marcin told me there are a lot of knights' families and merchants who don't look too kindly on the Nerf family these days. Uncle Mliner might be facing a lot more pressure than we know. So, do you think we'll ever patch things up with Uncle? It will be difficult, but I'm sure we can. I had a few arguments with him before I left Casimir's. It was Auntie Sophia who told me that Uncle Mliner has been depressed about a lot of things, even ever since our parents went missing. But now I can't bring myself to argue with what she said, not completely. I've seen a lot of people and a lot of things on my journeys, and now, to face Uncle Mliner again. Remember the story Grandpa used to tell us when we were kids? How on the very first trip together, Uncle sorted out a lowly noble who hiked up the tax rates and made life hard on the countryside commoners. I remember, we just couldn't imagine he used to be a brave young man like that. It's not always the magnificent things that change a person's mind, Maria. I've come across many of those cases. Maybe he's been disillusioned ever since. So how does it feel to be a knight now? Actually, it's not quite how I imagined it. Yeah, I know what you mean. That's why I will compete in the major, even if nobody understands me. Margaret, no. You have people in your corner too, right? Really impassioned supporters. Do I? Of course, I'm talking about Shining and Nightingale. I only met them briefly, but when I saw all of you standing on the stage for such a highly anticipated match, I couldn't help but feel I could trust them with my back. I've been meaning to ask, what have you been through these past few years? I will tell you soon enough. It will be a very long story though, and it doesn't have a happy ending. Not like those novels about knights I used to read to you. Well, we're sisters. We are.
Take everything you see and kill everyone. Get the food. A knight? What's a Casimir's knight doing here? All the people here are dead, and you'll still get in our way? The Iranian Knight. What do knights stand for?
No, Nerl, it's too dangerous to run into the storm. You need somebody else. No, I'll come with you. Faust? I want her shot through the mouth. The knights never helped us guerrillas. Our leaders waited years, but in the end, help never came. We fought to the last, alone until we were devoured by Ursus. Not many of us are still around to tell the tale.
The Iranian Knight is back in the arena. What amazing spectacles does she have in store for us today? Will we bear witness to a once-in-a-decades legend? Is she an infected or a knight? Will she reign victorious, or will her opponent best her? With all the dreams weighing on her blade, is it still sharp enough to battle? Keep your eyes peeled. Please welcome the Iranian Knight, Margaret Nerl. After a long journey, the knight finally made it home. Just as always, the Iranian Knight steps forward. She is about to face her greatest challenge. Quick sip of tea. Okay, and on to the second story, titled Somebody. No, it's not that song. Mr. Malkiewicz. Over here, please. This way, Mr. Malkiewicz.
Oh, so this is the right place. Sorry, I'm not too familiar with the roads here, so it took me a while. Sorry to keep you waiting. And thank you for agreeing to come and pick me up.
No need to thank me, it's the least I could do. Please, this way. The venue is in the district across the way.
But, right. Excuse me, but...
Yes?
No, never mind, it's nothing. Today's forum takes place right before the Major's main events, doesn't it?
Yes, that's right. The General Chamber of Commerce organized this meeting, and while it is a forum, the format is somewhat relaxed. All spokespersons and corporate representatives will be in attendance.
Just show the invitation letter and you'll be let in. Of course, of course. I have it right here. Excuse me. Yes, I'm here. Yes, please go ahead. Pardon me for asking, but do you need any assistance? Excuse me? Frightfully sorry, I noticed you've been adjusting your coat. If you've run into any trouble, if there is anything I can assist you with at all, please don't hesitate to tell me. Oh, no, my coat is fine. I mean, no, it's not a huge deal, it's just I'm not used to it yet. Sorry, this is a personal problem. Please don't worry about it. Is that so? You seem a little nervous. Yes, just a little. Sorry. It's my first time at one of these forums. I'm afraid I'm still not quite used to this. You needn't be so nervous, spokesman Malkiewicz. This forum is a meeting organized by the General Chamber of Commerce. The spokespersons who represent the chamber are the most esteemed attendees. Please, try to calm down. But I'm no big shot, certainly not esteemed. It was just a coincidence. Something's gone wrong somewhere. I shouldn't be here.
You are too humble, sir.
Sorry, I have a phone call.
Please, go ahead.
Hello, this is Malkiewicz. Please, go ahead. Yes, not a problem. It fits very well. I don't need anything more. Thank you very much. Oh, no, I should be thanking you for sending someone. No, not at all. He's very kind and he didn't offend me in any way whatsoever. It only took us so long because I was slow to get ready. Please don't make things hard for him. It's a joke? Yes, of course. Yes, I will be there shortly. Okay, see you later. Sorry to keep you waiting. Not at all, sir. About what we just discussed. Please, watch your step, Mr. Markievich. We'll head upstairs via corridor 4. Please, follow me. Yes, sorry. The venue is right ahead. Please make your way there and show the attendant at the door your invitation. Yes, yes, thanks. In that case, please excuse... wait. Go ahead, Mr. Malkiewicz. Actually, I was going to say, I'm not one of those people you'd call esteemed, so you really didn't talk to me like this. What I'm trying to say is, just call me Malkiewicz. I'm afraid that that would be a problem. Would be not appropriate. You are the spokesman for the General Chamber of Commerce. As a staff member of that chamber, I admire your work and you have my utmost respect. If that's it, I really don't deserve your admiration. I haven't done anything of importance. Perhaps everyone will realize I'm not cut out for the job after this meeting today. And if I got a phone call right now telling me I'm fired this minute, I wouldn't be surprised at all. You're overthinking it. The General Chamber of Commerce must have appointed you as spokesman after due consideration. Your abilities were recognized. My... what?
Dial the spokesman's number and you answered. Therefore, you are the spokesman.
I don't quite think so. If I have to give a reason, all I can say is perhaps it's just something Mr. Charney came up with on a whim. And I was only picked because I happened to be there. I'm sorry, but I beg your pardon? No, it's nothing. Don't worry about it.
Actually...
Yes. I've met you before, Mr. Markievich. I was fortunate enough to work on a project with you. Oh? It's only natural that you don't remember. It happened a long time ago after all, and it was only a brief collaboration. Gerald, the team leader. You remember my name? I'm honored. I knew you right away, actually, but like you said, it was a long time ago. I wasn't sure if it was something I should bring up. If I remember correctly, we were reaching out to newcomers for the nightclubs, and we were assigned the same list of names.
Yes, that's correct.
Do you remember the nights we were assigned to contact?
I'm sorry, but I don't remember.
It was a few infected nights.
Oh, right, yeah.
The infected. Please, don't call them that. They were just knights, unfortunate enough to get infected.
Yes, truly unfortunate.
However, they were fortunate enough to have met you. Thanks to you, they were able to join a proper nightclub. I'm sure that was more than those infected, the knights could ask for. About that, I think you might be mistaken. We didn't actually finish that job.
Well, what? Hold on, if I recall correctly,
was it the time we tried to recruit the Flametail Knight, the Fartooth Knight, those ones? Do you remember now? That's right, they had just won a few matches. You reminded them to review the contract the nightclub provided them. The knights were still young, we couldn't bring ourselves to lie to them. It's true that the nightclub's terms for the infected knights weren't very reasonable. I mean, they may seem fair at first glance. However, we naturally wouldn't go into the fine print for the infected knights. Right. Normally we wouldn't have done that. Though this did have to do with the knight's future.
No one can predict the future.
Just like you. If I hadn't taken a look at your file beforehand, I wouldn't have recognized you. I looked in the mirror before I left home this morning. If the person in the mirror hadn't waved with me, I would have not recognized myself. In any case, thank you for remembering who I am. This is embarrassing to say, but I'm actually still wondering if this is all a dream. It's just too surreal. If this were a dream, I imagine it must be a pleasant dream. You think so? Is it not? Well, I don't think it's necessarily one. To tell the truth, I think I might feel more terrified than anything else.
Terrified? What are you terrified of?
Many things. I hardly get any sleep, and regardless of whether all this is real or fake, nothing good will come of it. The only difference it makes is that things are bad in different ways.
The way you think is peculiar.
But really? Yes, after all, you are experiencing quite the rags to riches story. From a lowly officer worker, you rose to the top and joined the big leagues. I think most of us have dreamt of something similar. It's something that everyone has fantasized indeed.
What's so bad about it? It's not often that dreams actually come true.
Luck was on your side, Mr. Malkiewicz. But I don't think I understand.
Do you really understand? There are many who envy you for what you have gone through. To tell the truth, at the very least, I envy you very much.
Maybe this is why...
I beg your pardon?
I mean, perhaps this is what's most terrifying. It's all going too well, too natural, and it's all too structured. It all happened way too quickly. Just 2 days ago, I was worried I couldn't pay rent for the month. I wasn't able to convince Maria and Earl to join our nightclub, and I was most likely going to get a pay cut. That was when I ran into Mr. Charney. He was very busy during the major's preliminaries, and I helped run some errands.
And then?
And then I took a phone call.
A phone call?
A phone call. From now on, you no longer belong to the Sloma Food Company nor the Mishka Group. Please, keep in mind that at all times that you are representing the General Chamber of Commerce. Oh, wait, I don't want to be... You have no right to ask questions. I don't think... No, I understand.
Very good. I wish you the best of luck.
There was no way I could possibly understand. Even though from head to heels this getup is specially tailored to make me a big deal, that doesn't mean I've really become one. Actually, I don't think this outfit suits me at all.
Nonsense. It looks great on you. This may come out as rude, but I ask you to forgive me in light of us having worked together in the past.
What is it? Please.
A bit of advice, Mr. Malkiewicz. As someone whose future has smiled upon, you should try to refrain from sharing your feelings to those who, like me, are less fortunate. I really wish to empathize the way you feel, but alas, I can't. There are many who wish to be in your position, myself included, but we aren't so fortunate. Do you understand?
I do, but still. Perhaps you do have your worries. You feel fear, anxiety, and hesitation, but no matter what you are feeling, you are well-groomed and dressed to kill. You have the invitation in your hand, and you are walking inside this building as the spokesman for the General Chamber of Commerce. Regardless of what you think yourself, in the eyes of everyone else, you are very much a big deal. The venue is straight ahead, Mr. Malkiewicz. Please excuse me. Wait. I wish you a pleasant day. I heard you were once an entrepreneur, Mr. Malkiewicz. Yes, I found a company with a friend before. A very small one. It must have been a success. No, not at all. You flatter me. You're too humble. If we ever get the chance, please do share with us your stories of entrepreneurship. Your thoughts on the treatment of the independent knights was thought-provoking too. Thank you. Right, would you like a drink? Let me get you... Oh, watch out. My apologies, I'm deeply sorry, Mr. Malkiewicz. No, it's okay, no big deal. Please don't mind it at all. My god, your clothes. Clothes? Oh, the wine. I'm terribly sorry. I'll fetch you some towels right away. No, it's okay. I'm fine. Thanks. Please, wait a moment. Don't move. I'll wipe it clean. Please, you don't have to. I can do it myself. Please, take your coat off. I'm afraid it will be difficult to get the stain out. I will arrange for someone to get it dry clean. Take my coat off. Oh, and if you're not satisfied with that, I can pay you for the coat. Mr. Malkiewicz, are you alright, Mr. Malkiewicz? No, thank you. It's okay. This is good enough. Please, don't pay me anything. But... It's no problem. I mean it. Thank you. This will do. I'm sorry, I was in a bit of a daze. It happens, I understand. You don't... Well, though, perhaps you are a little exhausted. Were you thinking about work just now? I suppose so. I was just thinking about some advice I got from a friend. I guess he was right. It turns out my own thoughts don't matter a lot of the time. What do you mean? Don't worry about it, please. I'm talking to myself, that's all. It's just, even if I don't think I'm a big deal, it looks like I'm stuck wearing these suits for a while. Alright, and on to the final story. Drifting in the Wind. Before I begin, I will say the lines that are not... There's a lot of lines in this that are not labeled as someone specific speaking, but they are literally all lines where Platinum just thinks to herself, so I will do the Platinum impression, so when he's confused why I'm doing not the narration voice for stuff that is not specifically labeled as someone else talking. So anyway, let's begin. Final story of Pinus Sylvestris, Drifting in the Wind. My life as a student has come to an end. I, Santaria, am at a crossroads about to decide on the direction of my life. There are many options available to students after graduating in Casimir's. One could head to the job fairs the big companies hold every year and compete against all the talented graduates for back-breaking work that pays little. Or one could also enlist in the military and go through an entire year of hellish training, and then spend one's days on the borders praying that war doesn't break out. Oh, of course, there is one option of working for the Adeptus Proviltively with a bright future ahead of you, but I'm not interested in a career like that one bit. That's why... Miss Santaria, would you be interested in trying out for my company's night preliminaries? When the Rose Paper Union man handed me his business card, I took it right away, trading pleasantries with a surprised expression on my face. A knight. Here in Casimir's, who wouldn't want to be a knight? Who wouldn't want to bask in the fame and glory and revel in the wealth while millions of fans sing their praises? Of course, there are scandals about knights every now and then, and there's even been knights who dropped off the face of the world overnight. But what does that have to do with me? I'm one of the finest archers there is, and I'm pretty hot too. Most importantly, I'm willing to follow the company's orders. If I could become a knight, even if I didn't win fights, I could still be an idol in the Eseveria nightclub or something. Sing and dance, rake in some money while I'm young, and retire early. That wouldn't be so bad. In the end, I got second place in Rose Paper Knight's prelims that year, and I landed myself the contract of my dreams. As for the one who got first place, it was a blonde man who stank of sunshine. How do I put it? He's the perfect Casimir's ideal of the Kuranta. He comes from a pretty decent background too. Maybe Rose picked him to be their champion up front. Even if not, it would have been tough to beat him in the large-scale prelims. At least I didn't stand a chance in the polls. Oh well, no reason to complain about that. There's a long road ahead. Who knows, I might get my knight title before him.
Rest easy, Miss Santaria. You'll get a title this time. I've already confirmed with headquarters. Right now, out of all the contract independent knights, you have the highest priority. You might get a little less matches than before, but we'll arrange for you to get more media time. Just wait for a few months. Once you get your title, you'll be the foremost titled knight of your class at Rose.
Alright, thanks. It wasn't my first time hearing an empty promise like that. A bright future, shining stars, full support at the Rose Paper Union. They get all caught up in their own illusions there. No managed independent knight will take their word for anything. Well, this manager's a nice fella. He's industrious and he jumps through hoops for me. To tell the truth though, I'm getting tired of this knight business. Before I even got my title, I'm hitting all the ugly problems a proper knight could possibly come across in her career. Being told to throw matches is probably the most basic one, aside from the part where I had to make the loss look legit. It wasn't as rough as the other ones. At least nobody has figured it out yet, or else I'd lose my knight qualifications. Having to deal with the made-up scandals and the match arrangements that change at any moment for no reason though, that's really wearing me out. Do I really have to be running errands like that just because I'm a seat for this year's independent knights? What are knights anyway? A product? You pay for them and you get your goods. That's simple. Then what about me? The only good news I've had recently, if it can't be called that, is that my application for a title finally made it through the court. My long career as an independent knight is finally coming to an end. Soon, I'll have my own title and crest. I'll be on all the billboards soon after that. No one's ever been enlightened at this point, which means I can probably expect to get my title after this match and finally become a real knight. But well, the fate of independent Knight Santaria in this match is sealed. I'll lose. What's the deal with this Kuranta today? I was already pretending to be exhausted, even signaled to the referee that I was out, but he kept attacking. Some kind of victory spoils. He knew he was gonna win and he still treated me like a pet foul beast, chasing me all the way over the area just to humiliate me. If I didn't have to pretend I was hurt, then I'd have... I guess Dad was right. Getting humiliated in the arena is part of being a knight. Like, if you won't be humiliated, you only get two choices. You beat everyone down, legit, under the rules, or you disappear without a trace after showing up on the news. The Rose Pepper Union is putting all these independent knights on a variety show today. The union rented a whole competition area to film the show and even invited a few popular titled knights on as guests. But right before the rehearsal, a few uninvited guests paid us a visit. They dragged all the knights into a corner and interrogated us one by one. Chewed out by the armorless union, the knights all withered away in fear of drawing their attention. Even the bad-tempered knights weren't as mouthy as usual. They kept their heads low and followed the union men's every word, cooperating fully with their investigations. These were the night assassins. After a few of the knights After a few of the knights had breakdowns, a few others blurted out some juicy tips. The armorless union took one knight away with them. As for the show, we ended up starting after a few hours delay. What happened to the knight that got taken away? No idea. Nobody ever heard anything about him again. Not long after that incident, I got a phone call. Hello.
Good afternoon, Independent Knight Centurion. Congratulations on your forthcoming title.
I have no idea how you got my number, but if you're calling about business, talk to my manager. Thanks.
It doesn't sound like you are very fond of your job. I can hear the exhaustion. I can offer you a job that's far more suitable. You only need to pass a simple test and the job will be yours.
While I'm still being confused and hesitant, the man on the other end of the terminal keeps going.
The arena's too small for you, isn't it? By the time you release your bowstring, the arrow has already made it to the other end of the arena. With the job I'm offering, you will find the salary as satisfactory as that you've received as a knight, and you will also have much more freedom. If you like, Miss Centauria, your arrows could pierce even the night skies of the Grand Knight territory. I await your reply.
As soon as he hung up, I received an address on my terminal. I didn't know what to expect or what they are going to test, but if you like, Miss Centauria, your arrows could pierce even the night skies of the Grand Knight territory. Sounds better than shooting commercials. I made my way to the address, a flower shop. When the owner noticed me, he hands me a bouquet. The bouquet has a note, another address along with some information and the name. It's the name of my last opponent, the bad-mannered Coranta. There's also an arrow hidden inside the bouquet, a military-grade, rhombus-shaped arrow. No manufacturer or serial number listed. If I'm allowed to see all this, I must already have this organization's trust, if only a bit. But it all means I have no actual choice. Could I go back and be a regular knight after getting their invitation? It's either completing their test of showing up in the next day's newspaper, or showing up in the next day's newspaper. I can already imagine the headlines. Independent Knight Centauria dies at home in freak accident. No real choice at all. I don't like to kill, but right now I have lots of reasons to do in this guy. That guy enjoys his massage chair in front of his floor-to-ceiling window. Maybe it's to calm me down, but the data lists every last detail about this independent knight. He was paid to pull out of the fight, but he wasn't happy with his company's arrangements, so he beat down the opponent in the arena and humiliated the company's director. Normally, one of those transgressions would have been enough for a court to sentence him, but because of his name, no one dares. No one wants to be no one wants to get on the bad side of an old, prestigious family. I guess that's why Casimir needs knight assassins. I think to myself, hold my breath, and concentrate, pulling back my bowstring. The arrow draws an arc in the air and bores through the window, his forehead, and his massage chair, before burying itself in the expensive hardwood floor. If we faced each other in the arena, I'm sure a knight like him would have taken a long time to bring down. I would have had to figure out how to pierce his armor. I would have had to throw in lots of flashy moves to please the crowds. But this way, I just have to knock my arrow and pull back the string. And bam. The chair is still giving him his massage, but he'll never get up out of it again. Hello.
Wonderful work, Miss Santaria. You masterfully gathered your intel and picked the finest vantage point from which to carry out your mission. Superb execution, considering your age and talents. From here on out, you are part of the Armorless Union. We've concluded our negotiations with the Rose Paper Union too. They agreed to terminate your contract, and you will receive a mental health compensation payout. Please come to the Grand Chamber of Commerce's headquarters tomorrow morning. Someone will meet you there for the follow-up arrangements.
Alright. So, what should I call you?
You may call me Platinum.
That's the kind of place Casimir's is. Though she had a bright future ahead of her, Independent Knight Centaurea ended up serving under Platinum of the Armorless Union after taking a phone call and passing a test. It's also thanks to him that my archery is getting better. Compared to the short-range, rapid firing I had to do in the arena, I'm much better suited to long-range sniping. Maybe that's why Platinum asked me to join the Armorless Union. But he also taught me a lot of things I never thought about before. Management, leadership, staffing, and command. Maybe he's trying to develop my leadership skills, training me to work hard in management. I guess it wouldn't be so bad to sit in an office and boss people around without dirtying my own hands. After 3 months, the people have long forgotten there was ever an independent knight called Centaurea. Her manager has already been reassigned to other knights who made it through the preliminaries. Her fans turned their eyes to the luster of other knights. Even the girl who was once her greatest fan, the girl who once camped outside her door every single day just to catch a glimpse of her, already joined another knight's fan club. Even when they walked past each other, it seems like the girl didn't recognize the woman who had once been her idol. It was as though she never existed, forgotten so soon after shining so brightly. Maybe that's the fate of all knights. But being in the Armorless Union is different. They hold a knight's life and death in their hands. Even the most prideful knights are afraid to speak up before them. This is as long as we don't mess up the job the bosses hand down to us. After all, KGCC's directors don't like seeing the words "mission failed" on their reports. And if we do screw up, even Platinum himself gets an earful.
That's how the Armorless Union works? I'm sure I was clear that there's nothing more important than intel. I don't care whether that knight's dead or alive, but you let him send out top secret intel. The target planted fake transmissions to receive our target to receive our assets and hid in a miniature transmitter in his body, allowing it to send out information. You couldn't have been more careless, could you? You took care of the guy, but what about the problem? Have you taken care of my problem?
The spokesman has been yelling at us for over an hour already. It makes me wonder just where a big shot finds so much time to waste yelling at people. Or he just wants to waste his precious time talking down to his contractors. But he can yell however he wants. There's something else here that has piqued my interest. From beginning to end, Platinum hasn't shown even the slightest interest in arguing or defending himself. That's not the Platinum I know. At the very least, he is definitely not patient enough to put up with the same men yelling at him for so long. If Platinum was really ticked off, the frail fancy pants office worker wouldn't be breathing right now. But he managed to bear with it. Not only is he swallowing his pride, he's doing his best to play at obedience. And all because the man in front of him is a spokesman and a member of the KGCC. The little conference of admonishment lasted 1 hour 36 minutes and 28.36 seconds. The parties in attendance included a spokesman, an office clerk, Platinum, me, and 7 other Armorless Union members. He was the only one who talked during the whole meeting. As for us, well, it didn't seem like we even had permission to speak. That was the day I finally figured it out. Both the Knights and the Armorless Union are just employees of the General Chamber of Commerce. We're nothing different compared to the guys who sit in the office, yawn and type away at their documents, making phone calls. The only difference is that our work is much harder and we get paid more. That's really the only thing that separates us. It was a regular rainy night when the Lazarite paid me a visit after I'd taken care of a knight.
My little Pegasus, I'm looking for Platinum. Have you seen him?
My master's out on a mission right now, Lazarite.
Is he now? What sort of mission?
He didn't tell me.
Then, did he tell you he had doubts about his mission?
No, he didn't, but I kind of sensed it.
You're an honest one, little Pegasus. Well, since you shared what you know about Platinum with me, let me tell you what I know as well. Platinum is dead, on the path of betrayal even.
I knew that he felt something for his target, but I never expected him to give his life for hers.
You see, it would be very inconvenient for this position to go unfilled, both for me, the Darksteels, and the General Chamber of Commerce directors. How about this, little Pegasus? Why don't you be the next Platinum?
Put on the spot like that, I can't knee-jerk an answer. If I say yes, is Lazarus going to spare my life? If I say no, am I going to die? All I can do is stand there and mutter incoherent words. I'm just not brave enough to answer him. Even though I'm a Platinum student, I might be able to succeed him just fine. I'm not his only student. Besides, if Platinum just betrayed them, how does it make sense to have his student become the new Platinum? Not to mention the more senior Armorless Union members. Technical skill or command, they're way more capable than me. Why me? Why me of all people? Seeing me standing here like an idiot, Lazarus chuckles a little and shoves a badge into my hand, the symbol of platinum.
Silence means yes. Do your new job well, Platinum.
And then he leaves, and there's Santeria, who is now platinum, lying there on the ground. It wasn't until I became platinum that I understood how hard things were for him. Every day the KGCC's directors dish out difficult assignments to the Armorless Union. Their Lazarites take care of the top priority missions themselves, while Platinum has to both assist the Lazarites and assign hands to take care of the director's other problems. Platinum has to manage command and take to the field personally. There's no more tiring job in Casimir's. Thankfully, everything he taught me came in handy. After I made a few mistakes and got yelled at by the spokespeople a few times, I started to get the hang of things, and just barely, I'm finally a decent platinum. If I could quit, I would hand in my resignation to the KGCC the first opportunity I got. It's so much responsibility and risk, plus how exhausting it is. Who'd want a job like this? But, you know, I don't have a choice here. One thing that sucks about being platinum, you never know when you'll get a call from the KGCC. From their headquarters in the center of the Grand Knight territory, to the edges of the nomadic city, at the plate's bridging points. It's like a ghost that wanders the city. You can always find a poor soul called Platinum wherever you are. You just dial her number, have her take the call, and make her listen to the KGCC. And Platinum can't refuse whatever it is they want. Which is why... Go ahead.
Hello, Platinum. We have a secret mission for you. Please see to it immediately.
Go ahead.
We want you to make sure that Glorious Shield Industries chairman doesn't attend the General Chamber of Commerce's board meeting tomorrow.
You mean...
Right, and we would prefer that he has no more involvement in Glorious Shield Industries affairs in the future.
I don't think I'm allowed to go after someone that high up.
This mission was originally meant for the Lazarites, but they recommended you for the job. That's why your phone rang. Here is the mission of authorization passcode. Please confirm.
Confirmed. It's a match.
Very good. Do not disappoint us.
It's easy to make a regular Joe disappear, but it's no simple task to have a KGCC director die under mysterious circumstances. To make sure, I gave Lazarite a call. He told me I just had to pay a visit to the chairman's lounge and Glorious Shield Industries headquarters. Apparently, this isn't going to be very difficult. Everything is already in order, and no one will be there to stop me. After I hung up, I breathed a long sigh. If that's what Lazarite says, what else am I supposed to do? There are only 4 hours until daybreak. To make sure the chairman has no way out, I stationed an Armorless Union squad around his children before heading to the company. Then I waltzed in through the front door. Just as Lazarite said, Glorious Shield HQ is all prepped and ready. The lobby doors are wide open, the security guards are away, all the detectors are undergoing maintenance, and there's a temporary card key in the most conspicuous spot on the front desk counter. And that card key, it has access to the top floor where the chairman's lounge is. As soon as I walk into the room, or should I say the floor, I spot the chairman still working tirelessly in front of his large terminals. Before he notices me, I have already broken his neck. After I check his vitals and make sure he's gone, I report to Lazarite. Per the usual procedures, I would get a phone call from the KGCC right away, so I'm not in a hurry to get out. It's a phone call. Why does it matter where I take it? I pull the curtains open. Through the giant floor to ceiling windows, I gaze out at the brilliant lights illuminating Red Knight territory's night sky. When I was still a student, I admired the knights. After I became a knight, I learned the secret of the Knight Assassins. These days, as one of the Armorless Union's leaders, I still have to listen to every word the KGCC directors say. And now, by pure coincidence, I offed one of their directors. My parents once said, "My sharp eyes will bring honor and glory to my family." But what am I seeing with these eyes now? I see the vast dark wilderness beyond the borders of the Grand Knight territory. I see the colorful neon lights emblazoning the whole territory. I also see the General Chamber of Commerce headquarters in the dead center, towering above everything, and the night sky above it. As long as I can see, I can understand. Still, above these pillars of capitalism and beneath the earth that the city drives over, there are a pair of invisible hands puppeteering the directors, compelling them to stack bricks, tile, and steel to the tops of those buildings, adding ever more to the tower called Casimir's. But like the puppets they are, if they don't keep their masters happy, they get replaced. He's not the first, and he's definitely not the last. Through the General Chamber of Commerce, this pair of hands can reach anywhere in Casimir's, and you can never escape them so long as you walk the world. Can I at least get out a little time to wag out? I'm so tired. I want a vacation.
And there we go. This has been the final story in the Pinus Sylvestris line of stories. So, as I said at the beginning, considering that yes, I'm going through the side events and stories in reverse from this event backwards, the only precedence to that rule will be stories that are currently happening. So expect next week about 2 episodes, very freaking long episodes probably, narration with narrated and voiced characters for the current event story with Silver Ash and family and company. So until then, this has been Jacob doing a narration for the Arknights side stories, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.